Monday Night Wars had been raging for 3 years. And as 1998 concluded, WWE had seemingly turned the tide in the battle for rating supremacy. As a new year dawned, a most unlikely championship contender would rise to battle for the coveted WWE Championship.
I'd like to tell you just a little story.
He was born Mick Foley on Long Island, New York. As a teenager, came to WWE events. His manifestations as Dude Love,
Lord have mercy,
and Cactus Jack are infamous.
I wrapped the arm in barbed wire and I tore them apart.
His scarred body, he's missing half an ear.
Overcoming challenge after challenge. I see all these signs out here that say Foley is God, but I think they got one letter wrong. You see, Foley is not God, but he is pretty damn good. And I deserve this shot at The Rock.
Mick Foley has a chance to live his dream.
Finally, it's what mankind has fought for.
He has so much heart. He perseveres.
Put his body on the line for.
Mick Foley takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
A chance to turn his lifelong dream into reality.
Who will triumph? Who will prevail?
Will Mick Foley realize his lifelong dream tonight?
It is Rock Foley, Rock Bottom. Crabman from Crabman Gaming here, and today I am playing WWE 13, the Attitude Era mode. This is the Mankind storyline, and it is my first playthrough in 8 years.
It's for the WWE Championship. And introducing the challenger, weighing 287 pounds, Mankind.
I didn't particularly like this theme, but we're at Rock Bottom in your house. Let's go through some of the other matches on the show. We'll probably have to play one as the bonus match. I don't know because I haven't looked it up. A few matches on Sunday night. Hey, check them out. Dwayne Gill defeated Matt Hardy in 1 minute and 2 seconds to defend the Light Heavyweight Championship. Gee. Gonna check that out.
Do you smell
What The Rock is cooking. Kevin Quinn defeating Brian Christopher. Triple H beating Drones on the pre-show on Heat.
accompanied by Mr. McMahon from Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds. He is the WWE Champion, The Rock.
And the New Age Outlaws defeating the Acolytes by disqualification. That was just Sunday Night Heat. That sounds amazing. Onto the main show. D'Lo and Mark Henry defeated Supply and Demand. The Godfather and Val Venus. I never remember them being called that. Headbangers beat the Oddities, which was Golga and Kurgan with Giant Silver and Luna Vachon. Blackman defeated Owen by countout. That would have been cool. Brood defeated the Job Squad of Al Snow, Bob Holly and Scorpio with Head. Goldust defeated Jarrett by disqualification. New Age Outlaws defeated the Corporation, Bossman and Shamrock to defend the tag titles. And this actually wasn't even the main event of the show. The main event was the Buried Alive match between Austin and Undertaker. Perhaps we get to play that next. But this is Mankind and The Rock. How interesting that the pay-per-view that's named after The Rock and it's for the championship wasn't even the main event. This is really bizarre. You got Vince and Shane out here. I assume that's Shane down the bottom. I was too busy looking up the match to go through. And this isn't my first playthrough, but my first playthrough in 8 years.
Mankind wants to take it to the corporate champion. And Mr. McMahon looks to be extremely upset.
Well, Mr. McMahon's going to be hanging out here by ringside, so you got to mind your P's and Q's, JR.
King, you got to admit it. It was the biggest double cross at Survivor Series. Mr. McMahon welcomed Mankind into the family. And then he turned on it.
Well, Mr. McMahon told Mankind he was gullible, and he believed him.
To the stairs. Yes.
Steps back into the ring now. At ringside, McMahon looks on. A dire, desperate look on his face.
Mick Foley debuting in 1983. It sounds like forever ago. And wrestled full-time until the year 2000, where he had a little bit of a break. He did retire many times. Came back in 2004. And then would really wrestle sporadically until 2012.
Mankind a few times before has come very close to winning the championship. Oh, perish the thought.
So Foley's main career in WCW from 1991 until 1994. Had that horrible Cactus Jack has amnesia angle. He'll become tag champs with Kevin Sullivan. Would leave WCW. I think he was reportedly on six figures based on his book to go and work Smoky Mountain in ECW in Japan.
And there's a counter by the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
We'll go through some of his accolades during some of the entrances. Scotty T. Hardy Bulldog. That should be Medical Claw. It's Socko. It's Socko. Rock is out. Rock is out. Rubbish finish.
That's a damn shame. Watch it. Socko. Mr. McMahon is tasting Socko. Oh, come on. Help him.
This made no sense whatsoever. It's Boss Man and Shamrock.
Yes. King, this should have been the greatest moment.
He'd have just wrestled.
In Mick Foley's career. Not only did he have the WWE Championship ripped from him, now he's getting attacked by Boss Man and Shamrock. This is despicable. It was a legitimate mandible claw. It was a lifelong dream of Mick Foley's to win the WWE Championship. And once again, the owner of this company has stuck it to Mick Foley.
Making his way to the ring, weighing 287 pounds,
Mankind is the man that should be WWE champion. But he had the match overturned last night at Rock Bottom by Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, and then tonight, Mr. McMahon put Mankind in this match against the corporation's newest member, Kane.
Well, that was after Mankind challenged Mr. McMahon to a match. But instead, Mankind gets this.
It's gotta be Kane. I love this entrance music.
weighing 323 pounds, Kane.
Go through some of Mankind's career, unless they talk about Kane a little bit. Was in WCW from 91 to 94. ECW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling between 94 and 96. IWA in Japan in 95 and 96. Went to the WWF in 1996, and Vince McMahon allegedly told Jim Ross, "You need to learn what it's like to have your heart broken with a talent. You can sign this guy, but he won't succeed." So he was there from basically 96 to 2008. TNA, very strangely, in 2008 to 2011, and then back to WWE, kind of sporadically ever since. Getting some of his championship accolades as well.
This should be some matchup. This match set up by Mr. McMahon.
You know, I hope they destroy each other.
A no-holds-barred match. This is not going to be pretty.
Oh, like either of these idiots know a hole.
WCW Tag Team Champions with Kevin Sullivan.
Mankind heads up.
IWA Tag Team Champion with Tracy Smothers.
Do you know how badly he must want to win this?
Along with the King of the Deathmatch crown in 1995. So used to saying 2000s.
You give Mankind lemons, and he smashes them over your head. Oh my God!
All these hidden objectives. They're going to help me out with what they are. Maybe I just have to get his damage to critical. It was a no disqualification match, wasn't it? So I'm going to use some weapons and the table.
And that one hurt his hand. There he goes, out of the ring. Let me remind everybody, there are no countouts.
Should have done his
competitors can stay out here as long
running
as
elbow.
they like. That chair shot landed. Oh my God. Chair landed again. Driving that chair into him again. Once again with the chair. I'm not sure with any of these hits. Whoa, watch out.
Hopefully better than the WrestleMania 2000 dive. Ring Hooligan. I'm playing this not on my normal account because I have two PlayStation 3s kind of already unlocked. I'm playing this on a third one. So it doesn't have any of my saved trophy data. I've already unlocked a lot of these 8 years ago. But it's cool to see what trophies unlock as you play through.
What's Mankind doing?
Mandible Claw, Mandible Claw! I think if you press down, it should be the double arm DDT.
Oh my God!
So that's what you've got.
What? He's going to have to go to the parking lot after Mr. McMahon. Mankind needs to go and face Mr. McMahon in a street fight?
McMahon's promo was really...
After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future.
30 seconds to get to the backstage area. I was totally in the wrong bit. Go, run! What's going on with this match? Oh, jeez, out of breath. Come on, Foley. This is the slowest run ever. Go. Now we've made it. Hopefully we've made it. 3. We've done. This is really confusing. Oh, perform an environmental grapple. Haven't done one of these for ages. Oh, here we go. The car.
Oh no! Help! Somebody help! Why in the world would Mr. McMahon make this challenge? Oh, this is awful. We need help. Somebody call 911.
We'll use this car.
How much force was delivered there?
Well, there's cars over there as well. You can definitely tell that I have not played this in a long time. Let's drag him towards the car. Should work, right? There we go, environmental grapple.
Bam!
Weird it made no sound. Also, Vince's promo was like really low. So that had nothing to do with me. I could barely hear his promo, so you probably couldn't hear his promo either.
And friends and neighbors, that's one heck of a punch. No, McMahon counters it. Great quickness being shown here. Mankind's got him.
Surely Vince should be done. Weird that that makes no sound. 40 seconds. Neckbreaker on the concrete. Oh, DDT on the concrete. Surely he's got nothing left.
Of an old-fashioned beatdown. Mankind capitalizing.
Backdrop on the concrete. Surely that's giving him a concussion.
Whoa, whoa, get some orderlies.
Gee, we're going to run out of time.
Put this lunatic away.
I remember this episode of Raw. Might have to go back and watch it. We could use that van as well. It's unlike the WWE 12 Road to WrestleMania.
Mr. McMahon is going to taste Socko again.
You're in the backstage area a lot. Socko on McMahon. Socko, he's in the boot. He's in the boot. Sorry, trunk for Americans.
And there's the Rock. Yes, thank goodness. Oh, Rock, lay some smackdown on him, Rock. The Rock saving Mr. McMahon. Oh, thank God.
Isn't where he does the rock bottom on the roof? Or on the bonnet?
Not on the car. Rock bottom on the car. Rock
didn't know. Somebody. One of my favorites for Road Dogg. I thought his hair as well.
It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it's for the Hardcore Championship. Introducing the challenger from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 236 pounds. Road Dogg, Gypsy J.
Got a microphone,
This is
so
a
hopefully
match
gets to cut a
set up
promo.
by Commissioner Shawn Michaels as he looked to punish and humiliate DX. But moments ago, Road Dogg talked Boss Man into putting his Hardcore Championship on the line.
Well, the commissioner can't change that. The title's on the line now. But I think Road Dogg might have bitten off more than he could chew.
Here comes the Boss Man. I love this entrance music. Great Tron as well.
And his opponent from the Department of Corrections in Dogg County, Georgia, weighing 315 pounds. He is the Hardcore Champion, Big Boss Man.
Big Bubba. Fantastic career the Boss Man had. Wrestled Hulk Hogan. There's a cool match with Boss Man and Hogan in a steel cage, and I think Hogan suplexes him off the top of the cage, which is awesome. Back in the blue bar, blue shirt, Boss Man era, was Big Bubba in WCW, then came back for this pretty cool run late in his career. Strangely, I think in the 99 Rumble, he's like one of the last 3 men in there. Although he did have that horrible Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker and the horrible Kenneth Hell. So basically, keep Boss Man away from the Hell in a Cell. That's what you need to remember. No Hell in a Cell for Boss Man. Hardcore Championship on the line. Road Dogg versus the Boss Man.
So it's Falls Count Anywhere for the Hardcore Championship. Folks, anything goes.
Yeah, Boss Man's going to show him what hard times are like, and it's going to be hardcore.
Boss Man won the Hardcore Championship from Mankind last week. And if you can defeat Mankind in a hardcore match, that's saying something.
Yeah, Mankind was only the inaugural Hardcore Champion for 2 weeks. And then Boss Man is the champion. I do remember Road Dogg as Hardcore Champion, I just can't remember if he wins it here or not. I'm pretty sure Boss Man didn't just have a one... There's a trash can. I'm sure Boss Man just didn't have a 1 week reign with the title, but I could be wrong. Pretty sure Road Dogg doesn't win it here. This was before the 24/7 rules as well. I don't know what my hidden objective is. Sometimes it's a bit annoying when they don't tell you, and I don't want to look it up and spoil it. Boss Man with a nightstick.
And down they go. What an impact.
Looks like he's not through using that foreign object.
Take this, Boss Man.
Good Lord. Another shot with that foreign object.
Lots of grappling. Why can't I grapple him with a nightstick? That's what I want to do. I want to give him a grapple. It just doesn't seem to work. There we go. Choke with a nightstick. Russian leg sweep.
From the kendo stick.
Or with a kendo stick. Oh no, King. With a nightstick. It's a stick, alright.
Again, he goes for that weapon. Oh, that one floored him. I venture to say, Mr. McMahon
I love when you throw it. When you throw it at
him.
him.
Loses the Hardcore Championship tonight to Road Dogg.
Don't worry about it. He's going to deal out some hard time.
Let's bring him over here to the table. I'm not very good at putting them on the table. Maybe I give my signature on the table.
They are leaving a path of destruction.
I'm going to tell you something, JR. I don't
DDT through the table. DDT.
Body and table both broken in two.
What's my hidden objective? Because I want to give him my finisher.
Road Dogg finding the opening.
Okay, I had to look up the hidden objective. Because I wanted to pin him, but then I wouldn't get the hidden objective. I have to get his damage to critical.
What a haymaker.
So you can, if you press R1, oh, there's lots of yellow.
An elbow.
We'll have some fun in there. And then you'll see what the hidden objective
There he's
is soon.
going again.
Right, we're going to get a ladder and a table, and we're going to try and jump on him through a ladder, through a table.
They re-enter the ring now.
Table, get the table! Road Dogg, get the table! Remember Road Dogg and X-Pac, I think it was Judgment Day 2000, they had the handicap dumpster table match. Which is quite hard to say. Which was the Dudleys versus X-Pac, Road Dogg and Tori. It was the last time Tori was ever seen in the WWF. Oh, why did I go that way?
Boss Man, black jacket and all, has a little more protection than Road Dogg.
Oh, yeah. Come
Oh,
on,
nice
boss man.
slam.
Beat him like the dog that he is.
Road Dogg won the
Oh, here comes Mankind. Yeah, this was it. Slam Boss Man through the crowd barrier.
Anywhere. Road Dogg with the opening. Oh, he's on the
Is this the OMG moment that you have to do?
The opponents sent flying. And a heap of impact right into that barricade wall. Uh-oh. Mankind is setting up.
Oh, I need a finisher as well. I've had to look this up. I really got this all wrong. This is where
Dogg on the attack.
I don't like the
Oh my God, those
hidden objective,
that thing can cause a whole lot of
because then I wouldn't have used that finisher. I've got to slam him through the crowd
Steel
barrier.
steps.
There we go. Got a signature. Oh, Mankind's on.
Road Dogg may have it here. The strength these guys possess to even be able
Bing.
to withstand
Now we're
something
into the
like that
Black
impresses
Bar
me
era.
Time and time
Oops,
again.
sorry, ref. Gee, this man's bleeding a lot. Here it is. OMG.
Road Dogg has it where he
Through the
wants it.
barrier. And then we can just pin him.
With Dogg. Oh my God.
Spear through the barrier. Spear through the barrier.
Barricade and broken walls
Goldberg
down.
style. I didn't want to look up that objective, but I just had to. Pin him, pin him, pin him.
We got a cover. Here's one. Three.
Road Dogg's the hardcore champion.
Road Dogg is the new hardcore champion.
Wait a minute. Mr. McMahon is not going to like this. Boss Man's in trouble now.
Road Dogg is the king of hardcore.
Here is your winner and the new hardcore champion, the Road Dogg, Jesse James. I honestly don't remember that Boss Man lost the title after just 1 week. I do remember Road Dogg being the hardcore champion.
Yearning for acceptance, Mankind thought he found a father figure in Mr. McMahon.
Vince, he's like a big, cuddly teddy bear. Say hello to Mr. Sacco.
That is, until Survivor Series.
Sharpshooter. McMahon said ring the bell. A Rock and the McMahon family in collusion.
Following Mr. McMahon's betrayal, Mankind recovered and nearly defied the odds.
Psycho, the Rock's in trouble. We have a new champion.
But a technicality crushed his championship dreams.
Since The Rock did not tap out, still your champion, The Rock.
With frustrations mounting,
Rubbish
You,
finish.
the #1 contender. Have a nice day.
That's where he gets Shane.
Mankind resorted to the one thing he knew best: pain.
Let him go.
I want a title shot tonight. No DQ. What do you say, Dad?
Oh, yes. This is being out on tape delay. This was December 27, 1998. On air January 1999.
It's for the WWE Championship. And introducing the challenger, weighing 287 pounds, Mankind.
I thought we were going to say something. I haven't really gone through his championships either. So ECW Tag Team Champion twice with Mikey Whipwreck, TNA Legends Championship, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Sting at Lockdown, which was a total shocker to me. WWF Champion 3 times. Could it be about to happen?
Do you smell
Hardcore, an inaugural Hardcore Champion, just once for 28 days. Bossman held the title for 15 days, so I thought it was weird when it said he won it a week ago.
from Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, The Rock.
And he was WWF Tag Team Champion on 8 occasions. Once with Steve Austin when he was Dude Love, once with Chainsaw Charlie when he was Cactus Jack, twice with Kane, 3 times with The Rock, and once with frenemy Al Snow. And Al Snow was just really jealous of The Rock. Here's The Rock after he's had his surgeries, covering up. Not wearing his traditional wrestling attire. Where's his 2-stripe pants? He didn't have 4-stripe pants. It was the ultimate uncoolness to wear 2-stripe from down the market instead of 3-stripe pants. And they used to have those buttons all the way down the side as well, so you'd wear them with about 4 buttons undone on the side. Which was just such bizarre fashion at the time. Bowl haircuts everywhere. Oh, those were the days. Undercuts. Mullets are in now. I don't know if mullets are in where you are, but mullets are definitely in here in Ausland. People love the mullet.
Mankind, obviously the underdog. Here we go.
The championship is on the line.
There are no disqualifications.
This is where, and I can't remember if it's Tony Schiavone or not, but in WCW, halfway through the show, they said, oh, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Wrestle Era's Cactus Jack is going to win their version of the world title. Gee, that's going to put a lot of butts on seats. And then immediately hundreds of thousands of people changed the channel to watch the title change. Why would you announce that there was a title change?
What's he gonna find?
Because if I knew there was a title change, I'd definitely turn over and watch.
That chair shot landed. Oh my God! Good driving that chair into him again.
We didn't really get WCW where I was though. Like we'd get WCW, but it was on a 6-week delay, and you couldn't buy the pay-per-views either. So for WWE, and this is crazy. Like it sounds so insane talking about it, but WWE used to be on a 2-week delay, so you'd have to try and avoid spoilers and what had happened. But the bad part about that is you get to pay-per-views, and you were 2 weeks behind. So the pay-per-views were live, and you would have to buy them. But the TV shows until late 2000 was actually 2 weeks behind, and WCW was 6 weeks behind. So it's really hard to keep up with WCW, and it was 6 weeks behind, and it was on at like 1 a.m. as well. So really hard to even record it. It's not like today where you can just auto-record from your digital box, whatever system that you've got. You just have to get up in the night to record it. And sometimes that's what I would do for Raw. We've got the Matable floor on. Austin's here. Biggest pop in history. Where's his chair?
He's picked up a sledgehammer.
Oh, this is brutal. That sledgehammer is a deadly weapon. Oh, I think I see. Yep, he's been busted. Oh, that sledgehammer.
Is Austin coming in with?
Man, I think something snapped inside that brain.
Austin coming in with a steel chair.
Person can do this to another human. Mankind, man, DDT'd right on. And Mankind kicks out. Oh,
Put the Rock away. Pile driver, pulling pile driver. I love that pile driver. Win by pinfall submission. Mandible claw time, mandible claw again.
Hey, he's going for it again. Man, there's no getting up from that.
Pin him. Rock kicks out again, rock kicks out again. I think it's impossible to win.
How they survived these spinning neck breakers, folks.
A vicious sledgehammer attack. Oh, here we go. Win in 1 minute or less. I was wondering what that last one was. I want to try and win with a special, but I also don't want to win that. Have a nice day. Oh no, I'm upside down, upside down. I've got my signature. I'm going to try and win with a double arm DDT. I've got to be quick.
Rip his leg off on that move. It's like I say, you give Mankind lemons, and he smashed. Oh, this isn't good.
The pressure's on, the pressure's on. Try and hit him with a double arm DDT. We've only got 20 seconds left.
Whoa, whoa.
Double arm DDT, that's going to be it for The Rock. Pin him, pin him.
He's
1, 2, 3. Foley's the champion. Foley's the champion.
Mankind did it. Mick Foley has done it.
There's DX. DX were around the ring.
Dream, and the dream of everyone else who's been told that you can't do it.
Yo, Adrian, I did
Would
it.
you please shut up? Don't you realize this is the blackest day in Mr. McMahon's life? He's been known as Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, but tonight and forever, he'll simply be known as WWE Champion.
Hey, Vince, I gotta tell you, this feels pretty damn good. At the risk of not sounding very cool, I'd like to dedicate this match to my two little people at home and say, good daddy-o did it!
As the Monday Night Wars heated up, WCW made a habit of announcing the outcomes of WWE matches when Raw was not aired live. On January 4th, WCW famously spoiled that Mankind was going to win the WWE Championship that night on Raw. However, their plan backfired as over 500,000 viewers dumped out of WCW to witness Mankind defeat The Rock.
Mankind has achieved his dream and the dream of everyone else who's been told you can't do it.
Raw won the ratings that night and never lost again.
Last week was without a doubt the greatest moment in my 15-year career. There's one last dream in the life of Mick Foley, and that is the main event, WrestleMania.
Mankind, the least your unworthy ass can do is give The Rock what is rightfully his, and that's a shot at his title, Royal Rumble 1999.
You're simply not championship material.
But it'll be a no disqualification match as well.
I'm going to have to take a pass on that one, Rock.
No count out as well.
You get no title shot.
Obviously, The Rock quits in trying to get your monkey ass out.
I accept the match you just proposed, Rock. You and I at the Royal Rumble in an I Quit match. You see, what I'm going to do very simply is beat the living hell out of you until you cannot take it anymore. And you look up at me with that ridiculous eyebrow and you say the two magic words, Rock. I quit.
The following is an I Quit match. There are no pinfalls, no countouts, and no disqualifications. The only way to achieve victory is to make your opponent say the words, I quit.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Here comes the challenger.
And introducing the challenger from Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds, the
So, commentary down the bottom. Every time I think there's not going to be commentary, there is, and when I think there isn't, there is, which is bizarre. Okay, we'll go through Royal Rumble 1999 though, because it's a pretty awesome pay-per-view for this match and the Royal Rumble match. So, on Heat, you had the Job Squad, they loved being on Heat. Defeated Too Much, Brian Christopher, Scott Taylor. Mankind defeated Mabel by disqualification. So he had a match on Sunday Night Heat, which I think everybody forgets that he had to wrestle Mabel, and then Mabel was abducted by the Ministry and would be turned into Viscera. Bossman defeated Road Dogg in the opener. Quite a long time, 12 minutes. Shamrock defeated Billy Gunn by submission for the IC title, while Shamrock retained. X-Pac beat Gangrel till they botched the finish. Teddy Long counts to 3 when the shoulders weren't even down. Sable defended against Luna Vachon.
WWE champion, Mankind.
And then you had The Rock versus Mankind here in an I Quit match, and then the Royal Rumble, where Vince McMahon and Austin were numbers 1 and 2 in the Royal Rumble. I think Austin was 1. Austin was number 1, and Vince McMahon was number 2. Some huge stars in that Rumble. Golga, oh no, that was Earthquake. He was a big star. Droll, Spielberg, Dan Severn, he was a star. Tiger Ali Singh, the Blue Meanie, how did he get in the Rumble? But here is Foley getting set to go one-on-one with the Great One in one of the best matches in Royal Rumble history, even though his street fight with Triple H a year later would be even better. Still recovering from his surgery, still wearing the gym clothes and wrestling boots. A pretty unique look though, it just made him look different for a couple of months.
And here we go now. And the I Quit match is underway. Folks, there are no pinfalls. There are no countouts. There are no disqualifications. No time limit. The corporate team has been barred from ringside. There is only one way to win the title, and that is for your opponent to say, "I quit." And King
battling on the
Rock
table.
in control, and the champion is reeling. Come on, Rock, put him away on the announce table now.
Rock bottom. And then I think Rock does some commentary.
Bottom. And they have busted right through the announce table.
Say I quit now, you piece of monkey crap. Up yours, Rock.
Yours? What?
But you didn't think The Rock just said I quit though, so the match should be over.
That was close to 600 pounds, and the table exploded.
I knew that Mankind had gained weight.
This is Mick Foley's type of match.
Yeah, because he's an idiot.
Mick Foley has slept on hotel floors, slept in cars to get to center stage, to get to this type of match. Nobody has ever had the dedication of Mick Foley, the love of what he does. All he ever wanted to do is hold the championship. And here the people
Trading the
cheer.
chairs, trading the
And
chairs.
that's what's happening here tonight.
Got him. There was no sound effect. Sometimes it's weird. I can't hear sound.
Impact mode, dealing out the punishment here tonight.
Why is there no sound effect for this
The
chair?
Rock is showing us all why he is the Great One. Whoa, what a shot through that chair.
Very weird. This has been played on the PS3 as well, so it's not being emulated.
Into that ring.
Sometimes you get those glitches with an emulator, but this is from the original disc. All the games I play are from the original hardware. No emulation on Crabman's channel.
Very crafty.
Not that there's anything wrong with emulation, but I try and play
Here we go, outside of the ring.
all the things that I
There are no
own.
countouts in this
Ask him.
He's looking to be chairman of the board here.
Brutal chair shot with no sound effects. I think everyone forgets that he wrestled Mabel. If you said, okay, for Royal Rumble 1999, Mick Foley wrestled a match on Sunday Night Heat, what was that match? I don't think anyone would remember that at all. Even if you're a bit of a wrestling, I don't want to say historian, but you're nuffy, or whatever term you want to use. Generally someone who knows a fair bit about wrestling. Even I'd forgotten that happened. But generally I wouldn't watch the Sunday Night Heat before the pay-per-views because, as I was mentioning earlier, Raw and SmackDown were 2 weeks behind. And we didn't really get Sunday Night Heat here in Auslan either.
Official is watching closely.
So you just watch the pay-per-views. So you couldn't like watch Sunday Night Heat just before the pay-per-view. You just have to go in watching the pay-per-view, having not seen the previous 2 weeks prior to the show. But it was okay. It was better than nothing, and way better than the 6-week delay of WCW at the time. I know in the UK, Channel 4 started showing some wrestling around late 1999, early 2000. I think Royal Rumble 2000 was shown free to air on Channel 4 just with a couple of ads.
What a lethal series of kicks!
This is always weird what time pay-per-views start, because obviously in America they're in the evening. If you're in the UK, they tend to start at midnight or 1 a.m. Lure him to the stage. Well, I have.
This could be big.
Samoan drop.
Are you kidding me? Look!
Oh, he slapped him with a DDT. A thunderous DDT.
We're near the stage, aren't we? Where do I need to... Oh, there we go. It's the slow walk. Lure him over here.
And the kick.
Shouldn't have to hit my finisher. Should just...
That was an impressive suplex.
Shouldn't it just trigger?
The Brahma Bull is all fired up.
Alright, come on. Come on, Foley.
Rock's going to climb the ladder into the crowd, and Mankind's coming up after him. Rock must be 12 feet off the floor.
Oh my God, where are they going?
Rock and Mankind battling now. Almost on a tightrope. High above the floor.
Oh my God, be careful, Rock. Be careful.
Low blow, low blow.
Oh my God! Mick Foley went through the electrical circuit board. Christ almighty! Mick Foley may have been electrocuted.
No, wait a minute, he's still moving. This idiot doesn't even know when he's been beat.
Mankind fell 12 feet from the stands and landed on that electrical equipment. My God! King, they gotta stop this thing.
The son of a bitch is gonna scream, I quit!
For God's sake, Rock, ask the man if he quits. Rock is continuing to inflict punishment on Mankind.
Still haven't got the handcuffs out yet.
Through tables
Oh, this hidden objective. I don't like the hidden objectives.
He fell 12 feet onto the electrical equipment.
Yeah, I bet that came as quite a shock to him.
Damn it, Rock! Please ask him if he quits.
Oh, shut up, JR. This is what he wanted. He wanted the I Quit match. He said it.
But come on, King. Is the championship worth this much to Mick Foley?
Yes, it is.
It obviously is.
The Rock showing absolutely no mercy.
Did you expect any from The Rock?
Bomber.
Look at the passion of the Rock.
We're fixing to really smell what The Rock is cooking.
This one is handcuffed, but they haven't really added the handcuffs in.
Foley's skull. He cannot do this.
The most electrifying move.
No, he may have shattered Foley's skull.
Now you tell The Rock, after the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today, you quit!
Foley won't quit.
Well, The Rock may go to hell, but your candy ass is going first.
That's what a weird yellow light. Mankind with the chair 13 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, he got me.
The championship isn't worth that much. Come on, Foley, say it. Damn it. Somebody, please.
13 chair shots.
Oh, no. And now the steel chair.
DDT on the chair.
Look out. He's found a
Still haven't hit him 13 times.
JR, the only person that can stop this thing is Mick Foley himself. Mr. McMahon, if you're back there, please do something.
Now The Rock guaranteed to the millions and millions of The Rock's fans that he'd make that SOB scream, I quit.
And his kids were in attendance.
The monkey ass says, I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit.
What? He said it.
Now get your ass over there and award The Rock the championship.
The Rock makes me sick.
Your winner and new WWE champion, The Rock.
Rock's champion once again.
We did it, but we have a new champion.
But Mankind never submitted. He never said I quit.
After being robbed of his WWE Championship in a brutal I Quit match,
I may have been unconscious, but I do not remember saying, I quit. I quit. I
It was a recording.
Don't those words sound identical to the words I said on Heat? I quit! I quit! I quit!
an enraged Mankind would go to any lengths necessary to reclaim what he felt was rightfully his.
You didn't make me say the words, you didn't win the match, and you sure as hell are not the champion. What I'm demanding is you and me, Rock, in a rematch during halftime Heat. You and me and 22,000 empty seats, and one of us is gonna walk out champion, and the other one is gonna get his ass beaten all over an empty arena. One-on-one with the great one, halftime big game. You got your shot, you cellulite ass piece of crap. Yeah!
Then Foley's got his cool music. What a precursor of things to come, an empty arena match.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it's for the WWE Championship. And introducing the challenger, weighing 287 pounds, Mankind.
You would have thought 21 years later this would become the norm for the best part of a year. I think Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler had an empty arena match, and I can't really remember too many others. But this was just an amazing novelty at the time to see the arena with no fans in it at all. And Foley writes about this in his book, where he said he just felt absolutely stupid posing to no fans.
From Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, The Rock.
Just having no one there in the arena, commentators there, full music, full entrance. And then in 2020, that is pretty much what happened to everyone, especially that weird performance center WrestleMania before they had the Thunderdome and the screens, where it's just completely empty and silent. That'd be so bizarre to look back on in the years to come. Just remember the world of the empty sporting arena is still happening across the world. Of course, at the moment, some events have fans, some don't. WWE had fans at WrestleMania 37 and then just a couple at NXT. looking to bring fans back for Raw and SmackDown quite soon. Justin Roberts is getting a good showing in this, despite not being there at the time. It is halftime heat. During halftime of the Super Bowl, this was shown. It's weird just showing the empty crowd shots. There's no ambient noise either. There's nothing. It's just complete silence. It's kind of cool. It's like what used to happen in WWE 12 and the 10 and 11 Road to WrestleMania modes. If you went backstage and there was just no sound at all. So we do have to go backstage. I wonder if we can do anything out here. Now, I can't remember who else was on commentary, but I know Shane McMahon was on commentary. Oh, there's no commentators here either. Bounce Rock's head off the table. Let's put him through this table. Why not? It's here. It's been set up just for the reason of putting Rock through it. DDT through the table? Yes, DDT. Oh, there was crowd cheering. There's no crowd. So that's a bit weird. Go backstage and win. I can hear people calling from the crowd. I heard like a "get him." It's really weird because obviously they haven't taken the heckles out. I did like the spot where they threw each other into the chairs, because you couldn't really do that normally because the chairs are always full. Yeah, the weird heckling is freaking me out a little bit. Let's go! Let's go backstage. They film this in segments as well, so they would film a bit, have a rest, go to the next bit, film a bit, have a rest. Because it was quite a long match. I think it was like over 20 minutes long. Okay, grapple Rock as he's leaning on the forklift. Where's the forklift? This is a terrible first-person ending, which just kind of ruined the whole match. Because, like, although wrestling, you know, obviously is predetermined, but you still want to present it, you know, like it's fairly legitimate. Not like a movie. Alright, down the hall. Where's this forklift? I want to throw him into these crates. Oh, nope, does nothing. Grapple Rock as he's leaning on the... Where is this forklift? Alright, can we walk down the hall this way? I don't think I've played any of these backstage arenas for a long time, so remember, this is my first playthrough in 8 years, so... Oh, glass. Can I put him through the glass? A couple of cool spots. I really want to do that. You probably hear me clicking the controls with no... fans. Okay, he's against the door. Definitely want to get to this glass. It's that a few times. I remember Austin being thrown through the glass once. He came back and he had his eye patched up, and that was really cool. Big Show threw Raven through the glass. WrestleMania 17. Reversal. Alright, we're close. It might not work. Through the glass, through the glass. Oh, that was disappointing. Alright, we've got cars. Where's this forklift? Oh, here it is. Grapple rock as he's leaning on the forklift. Well, let's give him a double arm DDT on the concrete. We've busted him wide open. We're an ECW chant despite having no fans. EC dub. EC dub. Oh, Rock's fought back. This is the forklift? Surely this is the forklift. The sucker one, Rocco. Sucker one, Rocco. Where's Mr. Rocco? I wonder if they're going to show this terrible camera angle. So in his book he's saying he's watching this somewhere and he's like, hey look everyone watch this, and then they showed this terrible camera angle and he just slunk away. Yeah, that's it, this is the one. Terrible camera angle. He's pinned him. Foley's the champion for the second time.
Are you ready?
It's Triple H versus Kane in this match. Triple H has got his DX music. Almost at the end of the Mankind playthrough. I had a quick look because I was seeing how many were more to go on the menu screen. It said 6 of 7 complete. We've got the cool steel cage, Ron Rory's War. Break it down. Triple H still wearing those green pants.
Stone
Really
Cold
big fan
Steve
of that
Austin
shirt either.
and Mr. McMahon will face each other in 2 weeks inside a steel cage at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But tonight, Triple H will face the corporation's Kane inside a steel cage.
Well, Kane knows it's better to be part of the corporate family than to be locked up in an insane asylum.
They still had the black bar cage at this time. I'm not sure why they've got this kind of 2000, 2001 era steel cage. Because they had the blue bar cage, you just had to turn the blue bar cage black. Which is Austin and McMahon have their match St. Valentine's Day Massacre in the black bar cage, which was I was probably coming up, but that's a different video. It's where the Big Show Paul White made his debut, now he's in AEW. It's gotta be Kane. I'm sorry, I do it every time. Every single time. It's the big Rob machine.
323 pounds. Kane.
Kane set to take on Triple H in a steel cage match. Weird they would do a steel cage match 2 weeks before doing another steel cage match. You would think that they would want to save the allure of the steel cage match for the pay-per-view, rather than have another cage match just 2 weeks before. It's like, hey, we're going to have a ladder match at the pay-per-view. We'll have a ladder match 2 weeks before. It's Glenn Jacobs, current mayor of Knox County.
And here we go now. Steel cage match.
Right, 1 to 10
Triple H
punch.
versus Kane.
No finisher.
In order to win, you must go over the top of the cage, both feet touching the floor.
Yeah, you can go over the top or through the door.
And this is what it's going to be like in less than 2 weeks. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Austin McMahon
There you go, 10
in
punch.
the cage.
2, 3, 4,
And Mr.
5,
McMahon
6, 7, 8, 9,
Austin
10.
forfeits his
And then we
right
just got to win by
to
escape.
face the champion at WrestleMania.
Or the SmackDown vs. Raws. I think it's 2006. You can win the match straight away by whipping them here and then just doing an up.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
And
that was it.
expert reversal there by the Big Red Machine Kane.
And you could literally win in 20 seconds. Because you did a superplex. I think it's still here. And then you crawled for the door. It's still in this game. Like 5, 6 years later. I don't know if you can win straight away though. Maybe they tweaked it so you have to win later. But it's still in. I can't believe this is still in the game. Amazing. You'd have the crawl meter. Yep. And literally it didn't take much.
He's caught, and the cage door closes shut.
It didn't take much to escape either. I think they tweaked it so it's easier to escape later. Huge spinning back suplex by Kane.
Oh, and Triple H saw it coming.
Another 10 punch.
Here comes, and here's some more punishment in the corner.
These two have had a few matches over the years. Chain match at Judgment Day 2001. Unification match at No Mercy 2002. Let's not talk about Katie Vick. But if you remember Sick Boy from WCW, he actually got signed to WWE and he was going to be Scott Vick, but never made it to TV.
King, I find it rather ironic that two men who loathe each other will meet each other on St. Valentine's Day in a steel cage.
Yeah, there'll be no hearts and certainly no flowers.
Let's see if I can win this Superplex battle again. I can't hit my finisher. Suplex Kane from the top. It's got to be ready for this first meter. That's pretty good. Well, that wasn't very good. That was better. I still think he's going to grab me though. He's got my ankle. Dragging me back to hell. Straight to hell.
And a kick.
Oh, gee. Hey, all over me.
What an enormous back body drop. Triple H trying to gain revenge. It was Kane who was in on the ruse that fractured DX.
Well, Triple H better be
No, Kane's got me. I thought that was a bit optimistic.
He's nobody to be toyed with.
He dominated by Kane in this match.
What a lethal series of kicks.
Big neck breaker on the big red machine. We'll bust him open in the mask.
Triple H wants to exact revenge.
Well, he's an idiot. He should be trying to escape the cage.
Kane almost destroyed him with that counter.
Running DDT. It's what happens if you ever
I've got a feeling that
have to fight anyone else.
for the foreseeable future.
And nobody's getting out of this.
Pulled back in.
And he's trying. He's booking it. He's going. And he's trying for the early escape. There he goes. He's booking it.
Should be out.
Both feet
And he's out. He's out. Triple H is out. Triple H wins. Triple H wins. And it's over. Kane just stands there doing nothing.
Triple H wins. Triple H wins. Triple H has upset Kane. Triple H has exacted the revenge he was looking for.
Oh, no. I hope this isn't what happens to Mr. McMahon in 2 weeks.
Triple H is victorious over Kane. And this should bring to an end the Mankind story. Even though Mankind's not in this match, it gets interspersed with some bonus matches along the way. I don't know why Kane's selling, because he was standing upright. But Triple H has beaten Kane in a steel cage. And this has been Crabman from Crabman Gaming. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.